In today's empowering episode, I will be talking to you about words and how important they are and how powerful that they are. What we use and what we speak to ourselves and what we see about the world is determined by our belief system. It's determined by how we see the world. So our lens that we have through our past experiences, through our childhood, through the beliefs that we have built over lifetime. And the words that we speak have a potent power because they affect our physical body, they affect our brain, they affect our action taking or being stagnant. So that's why I wanted to bring that to you, because it's so powerful to remind yourself and understand that you are indeed the creator of your reality. And so I'm super excited. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Share it with those that you love. This really supports this channel and it helps it grow so I can bring more content like this to you. There lays an immense power with the words that we use. And our words are determined by what we believe about the world, how we see ourselves, how we see the world, how we interact with the world. If you have a belief system that world is a bad place and that you will never find the love of your life and that money is hard to get and that you are not worthy and that you are not resilient or you're never going to be successful, if this is the belief system that you have, most likely the words that you will be speaking around those subjects will be very limiting and very negative. They will be very disempowering. So, but if you have a belief system that money is easy to get and you are destined to find the love of your life and it's inevitable that you will, and if you believe that you are absolutely enough and you love yourself and you've healed your past trauma, you've understood that all the things that you've learned over your lifetime about yourself that are not serving you are simply not true. When you have a belief system, that is a strong belief system of a positive mindset, of a resilient and growth mindset. And when you have that, then your words will be influenced by that. You will show up in the world differently. You will interact with people differently because you are a positive being. Like you have, your brain does not have the negative talk. And of course, we all struggle with negative talk at times. But I'm more referring to the baseline of how we see the world in general. What is the belief system that you carry? And if you find yourself in a negative talk, in this belief that this world is heading in a good direction, or that there is good people in this world and that this world is not doomed completely, when you have a belief system like that and you have faith that we are being guided, we are being supported, and we're not alone on this planet, and that there's always guidance being sent to us. And I refer to the spiritual side of that because that spiritual side is what helps me be more positive. It helps me understand that we are only a small speck, tiny speck in the universe. And that there's so much more to this world, and it helps me to take me through challenges in life. It helps me when I doubt myself. So it's good to have that reference point, but it's important to understand that the words that we speak and how we show up in the world is determined by the belief system that we carry. So it's a testament to what's happening in your subconscious mind, and it's when you can start observing how you speak to yourself, how do you speak about the world, how do you speak about people that you know or the circumstances that you're in, and what energy is behind those words, you will then find that maybe, just maybe, you are carrying some limiting beliefs that are holding you back from being the better version of yourself, from living the life that you desire, from achieving your goals. That you might feel stuck through even noticing and observing your words that you speak. There is a connection between what you think with your thoughts, with your words, and how you express those thoughts, and the reality that you manifest into 3D, into the physical world. The reason that this happens is because our thoughts create what we say, and what we say creates a feeling, an emotion. Everything you say creates a feeling, an emotion, and therefore a chemical reaction in your body. So if we speak positive words, if we speak positive affirmations of love, gratitude, of abundance, of being limitless, of belief, of faith, when we speak the words, positive words of affirmation like this, our body induces oxytocin and dopamine, which helps us with our general health, which obviously has a massive impact on how we show up, because of course our physical reaction and our feelings and emotions produce our action taken. So we show up in the world, we physically show up in the world based on our belief system. If we have a belief, it's a positive belief that I am enough and I can achieve anything, then I will speak those words in that positive way, and that will then make me want to be more motivated to show up. It's going to make me more motivated, and oxytocin is a hormone that we associate with feeling of love and connection. So therefore, I feel more connected to myself. I feel more connected to the universe, to people around me. I am more healthy, physically and emotionally and mentally healthy being, because I have those words of affirmation, and I can manufacture the way I feel every single day. But if I'm stuck in the victim mindset, if I'm stuck in world is a bad place, and I have the belief that I can never be successful, or I can never be lovable, or I will never find the love of my life, I will never achieve my goals, I don't deserve to be happy, I don't deserve to achieve, I don't deserve to be abundant. If we have that limiting belief system and we hold it with us, our words will be a testimonial to that, what we think, what we believe, and that will then produce cortisol levels. The cortisol levels will come up, and of course that's then fight or flight or freeze. So we're either going to be very reactive, or we will just be stuck and wouldn't be able to produce any results, or we would just want to run away into escapism, into drug addiction, into porn addiction, into fill in the blank addiction. So words are so powerful, because number one, through the words that we speak, if we can just start observing ourselves in everyday life, and through the words that we speak, we can see, okay, so what do I believe about this thing that I'm speaking negatively about? What is this person that I'm judging presenting me with? What is the wound within me that I need to heal because they're triggering me into being judgmental, or into jealousy, into envy, into all of these negative thoughts? And of course, our thoughts are very correlated to how we speak. And even if we are not honest and we don't say the words that are socially not acceptable, there is an energy behind the words that you speak. So you could say, I really like your top, or you can say, I really like your top. There is a difference. There is a different energy behind how we speak, and it has a direct connection to how we feel, to our mood, to how our body is, how healthy we are. Honestly, our words and the words that we speak are so powerful. So when we use the words of affirmation that are coming from the place of love, acceptance, forgiveness, coming from the place of self-love and self-acknowledgement, And these are the words that we speak to ourselves in our head, or we speaking them out to the world, into the world. There is a massive shift when you can start becoming aware of what is your language. What do you say to yourself on a daily basis? When you wake up in the morning, what are the first thoughts? And start catching those thoughts, because those thoughts have immense amount of information about yourself, about your beliefs, about how you see yourself, how you see the world. And I always simplify it when I speak to my clients, and I simplify it in a way: if something doesn't serve you in your life, if there is a belief that does not serve you, and it doesn't make you feel good about yourself, about the world, it doesn't make you feel safe and seen, that is a limiting belief. And I always say that if it doesn't serve you, it's not true, because it's not aligned with your soul's purpose. It's not aligned with who you are. And when we can just start tapping into, what am I here for? Who am I? Asking yourself this very existential question of, who am I really? I am not my name. I am not my body. I am not my sex or gender. I am not my job title. I am not my position in the community, in the world. That's not who you are. Who you are is a deep knowing. It's your soul. It's your purpose. It's what makes your heart sing. It's your joy. Your joy is the best indication of where you should go in life. Because if something makes your heart sing, and if something is pulling you towards doing something, that is your soul thriving. And that is really who you are. And when we can understand that, we can then allow ourselves for some self-love, some compassion, and some forgiveness, and then we can move from the negative view of the world to the more positive one that serves us. How you see the world and how you speak it out into the existence is very much connected to your actual experience, because you can, with words of affirmation, with words of acknowledgement, with words of encouragement, you can change your mood. You can change how you see your day, how you go about your day, how you show up every single day in the world. And that can be manufactured by you making decision every morning to speak positively to yourself, to speak positively to others, to start seeing the world through that lens of love, through the lens of understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. When we can do that, you start shifting your brain. You start reprogramming your brain, because the more repetition your brain has of those positive affirmations, the more the brain will start actually firing and wiring in that way. So therefore, affirmations are powerful, but affirmations are only powerful if we do them consistently, if we work with our brain, if we challenge our brain to the newness. There's a very good way of doing that, actually, when you're brushing your teeth with your opposite hand. So not the dominant hand, not the hand that you usually brush your teeth with, but the opposite hand. And then you say your affirmations, because your brain starts getting confused, because your brain starts working very hard for you to be able to brush your teeth, because you now introduced something, you've introduced a trigger that will spark the brain to create new neural pathways, because you are learning a new skill, which is brushing your teeth with your other hand. And by doing that, you are triggering your brain to wire and fire and be more receptive to the words that you speak. So it's a very good tip to start practicing affirmations that you want to what you want to become, how do you want to feel, positive affirmations about yourself, positive affirmations about the world. You can start doing that first thing in the morning, in the mirror, or even before you get up, before touching the phone, just in your bed, laying down. As soon as you wake up, hit that snooze button, and for those 10 minutes of your snoozing time, lay there, connect with your breath, deeply breathing in and out, and then start affirming. I am enough. I love myself. I am successful. I can achieve anything. I am limitless. The world is a beautiful place. I am grateful for nature. I am grateful for this body. I am grateful for the opportunity to get up and pursue and be and do things and create and be with others and talk to people. I am grateful for this experience of life. And when we can do that, we start wiring our brain for being automatic, because brain, when it's learning something, we rewiring the brain, and it's obviously in the process of learning, then the consistency and the habit is important. But one day you will wake up and your brain will start serving you with those positive thoughts, because you have created new neural pathways, and that is very powerful, and that is how you start creating your reality. So as I mentioned previously, our words have an impact on our physical well-being, or on our physical body, and that is simply because the words have charge behind them. There is an emotional charge attached to every word, every single word. We see young people today using the word "that's sick." And that means in the new language, in the teenage language, it means that something is cool. Unfortunately, behind that word, we know, and we have lifetimes of association with the word sick, with negative thing about being sick, about illness, about disease. And so it's very dangerous for our youth to use that, because even though they might use it and the intention is, oh, that's cool, the actual subconscious mind understands the word sick as a negative thing. So that's why it is so important to understand that every word has power, and every word has this energetical charge and then physical reaction, chemical reaction in our body with every word we speak. And that obviously has an influence on our overall health, our immune system. Studies show that if people use a positive affirmations, when they use positive, encouraging words about themselves, about the world, their immune system is boosted. Their physical body is healthier, physically healthier. So our thoughts and our words have a direct effect on our physical body. And of course, if we are negative, if we are staying stuck in this victim mindset, our words will be correlated to that. Our words will be in alignment with what we believe. So therefore, our body will be suffering, because every time you speak ill of someone else, every time you speak ill of yourself, every time you speak ill of the world, you are creating distortion in your body, in your physical body, because your body is induced with cortisol and adrenaline. And so words are immensely powerful. And this is the reason I wanted to bring that to you, because we go about our life so unconsciously. Oftentimes we run on autopilot. Oftentimes, as I said, our 90% of our thoughts that we have every day are the thoughts and feelings and chemical reactions that we had yesterday. So to shift something, to change, to start living your life, better life, and start creating the reality that you actually desire and that you feel fulfilled and happy in this lifetime, is to be aware, is to become aware of how am I seeing the world? How do I talk about people? How do I go about my everyday life? What am I manifesting into this life? Which leads me now to manifestation. The word manifestation has been thrown around in the spiritual realm, and what we need to understand about manifestation, it's not something that we do or manufacture. We manifest every single second of every day. We are constantly manifesting. We are all manifestors, because manifestation and manifesting is being on the certain frequency with whatever we are manifesting into physical being, into physical world. So every thought, every word, every action, every feeling is creating frequency. We are energetical beings. We actually are a physical body in the spiritual body. The spiritual body isn't in the physical. The spiritual body is around your physical body, and everything has frequency. So, how it works with manifestation, how we attract things into our life, how we bring things into our 3D reality is through frequency, is through we are on the certain wavelength with the circumstances, which means that if you are negative, if you feel negative, if you talk negative, if you talk ill of others, you are actually attracting negativity into your own life. You actually are blocking yourself and stopping yourself from attracting what you actually desire, the love of your life, the career, the abundance, the health. All of these things are correlated. And so therefore, what we speak is what we attract. Your words have immense power over your life, because every word is frequency, because every word creates emotional charge, and emotional charge is producing a frequency from your body, which means that you shall attract what you put out into the world. And if you speak negatively about yourself, if you speak negatively about others, if you have a belief system of a victim and you victimize yourself in your brain, in other words, you don't see yourself as a growing, thriving, limitless human being, and you see yourself as this limited, tired, sick, frustrated person, your words will show up. Your words will show you where are you stuck. Your words will show you your limiting beliefs, and those limiting beliefs are producing the result that you can see in your world. So it's a good exercise to look around in your life and to notice, what is it that I don't really like? Where am I unhappy in my life? Why can't I produce more money? Why am I struggling financially? And I know that if I'm struggling financially, that I do have limiting beliefs around money, and that is something I personally work with right now, because we all carry those beliefs from childhood. And so I know that what I'm producing right now, I'm not happy with, and so therefore I needed to look at, from the external world, where am I not happy in my life, and then bring it into internal, because everything we manifest into our life came from here. Everything that you have manifested into your life, you have created, and on some level, spiritually, your soul has chosen. So by having the awareness around what we speak into existence, literally, we can then start changing that. We can start taking responsibility and start changing our life. And now I'm going to move to a few steps of how you can do just that. So first point of how to change your words and how to change your beliefs and how to start creating the results that you actually desire in your life is to be aware. So awareness is always first step to any change, is become aware. And to be aware is to be present. Practicing being present is a beautiful practice for your overall mental health. It is a beautiful practice for everything. I can't imagine living my life without meditation. Because whenever I struggle, I turn to meditation. Whenever I seek answers, I turn to meditation. Whenever I don't feel mentally, or I feel mentally drained, or physically drained, or energetically drained, which happens quite a lot, I meditate. I reset myself. I bring my chakras back to alignment. I look for answers within my own wisdom, within my higher self, through meditation. And being a meditator for a few years now, I find that my brain is so much slower, that I have clarity and I can tap into my intuition so much better, that I find that I am so much more aligned with who I am, the way I react to the world, the way, well, I'm less reactive, but the way I go about my life and how I am with others, and my life, in my life, and the decisions that I'm making, all of that is very much aligned with me. And I think, and I honestly believe, that the biggest part of that is my meditation practice. So you don't necessarily have to meditate to start acknowledging your negative self-talk, or start being more aware of where are those crooks in your approach to yourself. But being present, feeling your body in every moment of the day, being immersed in yourself. I always say that whenever I'm with someone, whenever I'm interacting with people, I'm almost like, I would say probably like 60% with that person, listening deeply and actually being very interested. But there's always a big part of me that's within in me, that's checking in with me all the time, that's being checked in with how I feel with this person, how do I feel about this conversation, there's an introspection going on with me all the time. And I believe that happens through my meditation practice, because I've learned to be within more than I am without, if that makes sense. So meditation is obviously a beautiful part and beautiful option for being more present, but you don't necessarily have to be meditating to be present. To be present is to feel your body, is to feel your clothing in contact with your body, is to feel yourself seated on the surface, is to be immersed in the life that you are presented with every minute of your day. Not only that will help you with like quiet the chatter that you have within your head, like in your head, but it will also allow you to be observant, become observant of your own thoughts, and then start questioning your thoughts and be like, why do I think so negatively about this person? What does this person trigger in me? Why do, like, when you kind of almost observe yourself in interaction with others or how you speak, you can then start asking questions and become more conscious and more curious about, okay, where is this coming from? Do I have a belief? What is the belief behind this negative talk? And that's the number one step to start shifting anything and to start growing from that and moving away from that negative self-talk and moving back into the positive, moving back into changing your limiting beliefs. Step number 2 on that journey, once you have the information, in the evening, I recommend almost doing this exercise of sitting with yourself, closing your eyes for like 10 minutes and reverse engineer, or like move back in time from that moment when you are seated on your bed, on your chair, uh, reverse engineer to every moment in that day, and kind of try to pinpoint of what was the moment that you felt agitated, when you felt angry, frustrated, all of these feelings, negative feelings, and then ask yourself, how was you speaking at the time? Like, how did you show up in that situation? Your higher self showing up, or was it your limited self that showed up? And then from that, I would recommend sitting down and journaling and writing down, like, what is the belief behind my words in that moment. Of course, I'm suggesting to do this in the evening as a practice, because no one has time during a day to kind of journal and do these things. But just by becoming aware during the day, you can really start stopping yourself and anchoring those negative words or thoughts that then create those negative words into more positive self. And of course, it's a practice. Of course, you have to be patient and compassionate with yourself. It's very, very important for you to not judge yourself. Remembering that the opposite to love is judgment. And when we can understand that we are doing the best we can with what we know, with the level of awareness that we have, then we can let ourselves off the hook and remind ourselves that we are human. When in today's world, wherever you look, we are all, there is this image of a person, of a perfectionist, of someone perfect, perpetuated everywhere you look, even with the filters on social media. Everywhere you look, people are polished and airbrushed, and that obviously applies to how we will compare ourselves and see ourselves. And I just wanted to remind you that you are so unique, and you are you. You should just be you, and never compare yourself to others. The only way that comparison is healthy is to look out for, if you are looking for inspiration, if you are looking to do something and you love how someone's doing something, and that is inspiring you to take action, then that's healthy. But in the moment that you judge yourself and you compare yourself in a negative way, that is just not healthy, not productive, and it's not going to make you thrive. It's going to make you stuck. It's going to make you feel like an imposter. It's going to make you feel like a failure before you even did anything. So be compassionate with yourself and love yourself along the way. And for every decision that we make like that, every moment that we change negative self-talk or negative words that we are using, you should acknowledge yourself. You should really take that time to see you and love you, because you are worth being seen, being heard, and being loved, and being acknowledged. And yes, you are worthy of forgiveness too. So let yourself off the hook. Let me know in the comments, what are your worst words that you use, whether it's about yourself, about the others, about the world. And I'd love to connect with you. Subscribe to this channel if you like this content. This content is here to help you grow to your highest version of yourself in this lifetime, because you have an immense potential that is staying dormant because of the limiting beliefs, because of the words that we use, because of how we see ourselves. And I am here to tell you that you are already enough. You are already absolutely lovable, and there is nothing wrong with you and never have been. So I love connecting with you. Thank you so much for listening. Share this channel with those that you love, and I'll speak to you on the next one.